Hello, this is Edgar Brown back with another video. The name of this video is called There's Nothing in It for a Man to Get Married Part 2. This is a sequel to the first video that I made, and I'm going to tell you why there's nothing in it for a man to get married. First of all, a lot of women don't fucking cook. That's number one. A lot of women, are very mouthy, are very headstrong, less feminine. And women actually want to work more than men, and a lot of men, have given up on marriage because women want to be the man. And you gotta understand that when it comes to marriage, there cannot be two power vessels. There cannot be two superpowers in the relationship, or there will be a power struggle. And unfortunately, a lot of women have this attitude that they want to run the relationship as well, or the marriage as well, and it doesn't work that way. At the end of the day, a man is supposed to be the head of the marriage and head of the household, head of the family, all that. But unfortunately, feminism has taught women that women can run the household, can pretty much hold a man by his balls and everything. And this is why a lot of men don't want to get married. And also, this is why I say there's really nothing in it for a man to get married, for those reasons. And, let's be honest though. Like I said in the first video, after the honeymoon period, pretty much after 5-6 months into the marriage, that's when people, men and women, start to show their true colors, start to show their true nature. And that's when, two people would have to decide whether they want to put up with their true nature or not in the marriage. Because let's be honest, marriage is a lot of work. And at the end of the day, it's not like 50-60 years ago where people actually stayed married. Just because people stayed married back then doesn't necessarily make it a good thing, because people were afraid to divorce probably because of the fact that they didn't want to face any ridicule from the community, and plus it was, it was pretty frowned upon to divorce anyway. So it's almost as if, especially if you're a woman, women back then, would face all kinds of ridicule if they tried to divorce their husband. And let's be honest, men have a history of, being abusive and, cheating on their spouses, back then, and women weren't allowed to divorce. And even if they would face all kinds of ridicule. So, but for men, if anything, marriage benefits the woman more, because a woman is going to get more out of a marriage than a man anyway, especially if the man is worth more money and he's the breadwinner. She can, like I said in the first video, she could pretty much get half of his business. She could pretty much get his yachts, his cars, whatever wealth that he owns. She could pretty much get it, because the courts are pretty much 75 or 80% of the time pro women anyway. They're pretty much going to rule in the half of the woman anyway, especially if that there was some infidelity in the marriage. So that's not going to look good in a man's case, because of the fact that, the woman's going to look like the hero and he's going to look like the villain. So if there's any infidelity in the marriage, she is definitely going to win pretty much half of his stuff. She's definitely going to get spousal support, which is aka alimony, or how Tom Likas, and I like to borrow his quote, vagina-mony. And not to mention, she's also going to get child support. She's definitely going to get whatever vehicles he owns. She's going to get that. She's going to get the house. If he owns a yacht, she's going to get the yacht too. And if he owns a business, she's going to get half of that. She's probably going to get 50% of his business. So in the long run, marriage is more of a business proposal. Marriage, it's always been that way. If you think about it, why do you think men and women have to sign papers in order to get married? It's definitely a business proposition, because you pay to get in, you pay to get out. And the thing is, in the long run, marriage benefits the woman. The woman is definitely going to benefit from the marriage, because women file, for divorce 75% of the time anyway. If anyone files for most of the divorces, it's usually women. But even if men did file for divorce, she could still get half his stuff. So the way you look at it, there's really no benefit. There's really nothing in it for a man to get married. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business proposition that is going to favor the woman, because we all know that the courts, are how you say, they are biased against men, and they are pro women, being basically meaning that in the long run they're gonna pretty much rule in the half of the woman, because a lot of courts feel sorry for these women. A lot of these women have this attitude when they divorce a man, especially if he's a rich man. They have this attitude. Well, I have to live to, I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and I'm like, you know what? I'm accustomed to having bacon and eggs and grits in the morning, but that doesn't mean that I should have it. And that goes for a female. Just because she's accustomed to a certain lifestyle, that doesn't mean that she should get alimony. You know what I'm saying? That's basically saying that, if she divorced a man, she should be able to get half his stuff. And I don't agree with it. But unfortunately, that's the way the world works. That's the way the laws are in America. The laws are, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to divorce, the laws are designed for the female. Because let's be honest, men make most of the money, and because of that, men end up paying alimony one way or the other. Now, if the female was worth more money than the man, or she makes more money, then he will get alimony. But we all know that's rare, though, because men pay most of the alimony. So what I'm saying is, there's really nothing in it for a man to get married. And as far as sex is concerned, have you noticed how most men, before they get married, they was getting all that kind of sex? But as soon as they put that ring on, that's when the blowjobs stop. That's when she starts becoming stingy with the pussy, and she stops giving blowjobs and all this stuff. Is because women use sex as a bargaining chip to lower a man into a relationship or a marriage, basically. And once a woman locks a man in, and a lot of these American women do this. A lot of them, they stop looking attractive like they once were. They start, gaining weight after having kids. They don't go to the gym, and work out to, burn off the fat that they put on. A lot of them just, they get comfortable, and they feel like, well, you know what? Now that I locked this man in marriage, I don't have to worry about competition. I don't have to worry about, looking pretty for him no more, because I already got what I want. I locked him into a marriage. So, but like I said, that is my takes on the fact that there's nothing in it for a man to get married. I will definitely make more videos about this, but take it to a grain of salt, fellas, that you guys know that at the end of the day, the courts are going to side with the female. Okay? So your best bet is to avoid marriage at all costs. And if you do get married, make her sign a prenup. I'm definitely going to make a video about prenups. So this is Edgar Brown. I am out.